So during the last class, we have discussed about the Union Judicial. So the Union Judicial consists of the Supreme Court and the subordinate courts. So we have discussed about the judge of the Supreme Court, then Chief Justice of Supreme Court, then various functions or powers of Supreme Court. We have discussed. So that's all about Supreme Court. Now we have also discussed various articles related to the Supreme Court. That is from Article 124 to 147. Various articles we have discussed, and you have to study them by writing again and again. Okay, I hope the portions here are clear for you. Is it okay? Shuffle. Have you familiarized with the judiciary of the Union of India? Okay, Allah. I hope you have familiarized with the various powers of Supreme Court, just like the financial power, then judiciary power, executive power, everything we have discussed during the last class. Anyone? Is it okay? Surya. Just communicate. Hello.
Sir.
Okay, Allah. Yes. So we will move on to the next session, which is the state governance. Okay. So as we have studied everything in the union governance, the state government is also consisting of three categories. So they are the state legislature, state judiciary, and the state execution. So in the state legislature also, so in the state governance, okay, so in the state governance, we can see both state judiciary, execution, and legislature. So we can study them by correlating with the union. Okay, so that will be the best method. So starting the execution of the state. So we are directly moving on to the execution wing of the state. Execution of state. Okay, so we have seen during the third module the executive head of our country is Vismaya. The executive head of our state is no idea. Sneha. Who is the executive head or who is the head of the executive wing of our country?
President of India.
Okay. So the president of India is the executive head of the country. In the same way, we are having the governor in the state. Okay. In the state, it's the governor who is the executive head. Okay. So in state, it is the governor, and in the union, it is the president. So the articles related to the union governance and state governance, it is really important. So in the union governance, you have seen the articles are starting from 52. Okay. So in 52, it says that there shall be a president of India, and up to 78. Okay. So this we have studied. So within this, you have already studied various categories. The union consists of various articles starting from 52 to 73, it is president. Okay, 52 to 72, it is president and vice president. Vice president. Okay, so 52 is the president and 63 is the vice president. Okay, in 52 there shall be a president, and in 63 there shall be a vice president. So in this way, up to 73, it describes the specifications of the president and vice president. And from 74 and 75, what is there in 74 and 75? You have studied. In 74, it is the Council of Ministers, and 75 is the Prime Minister. Okay, so the Prime Minister is appointed by the President. It is mentioned in Article 75, and there shall be a Council of Ministers to aid and advise the President, which is mentioned in Article 74. Okay, so the 74 and 75 deals with the Council of Ministers, including the Prime Minister. Okay, Council of Ministers. COM, Council of Ministers. In this way, we can write it in short. Okay, so what about Article 76? You have studied. 76 is the Attorney General. Okay, so after that, it is the 77 and 78. So 77 and 78 consists of various conducts and or various procedures within the execution. Okay, so from this 52 to 78, it describes the union execution. Okay, so in the same way, the state also having state execution mentioned under Article 153 to Article 153 to 167. So Article 153 to 167 is the state executive. Okay, so state executive comes under Article 153 to 167. Here, you may be remembering that various parts are there. Okay, so can you recall what is there in the part 1? Anyone? Part 1, the Union of India. Okay. Okay, so part 2, citizenship. And what about part 3? Part 3. It is the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. And what about part 4? DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. And part 4A, fundamental duties. Okay, so after that, it is a part 5 and part 6. And part 6. So what is there in this part 5 and part 6? So part 4 deals with the union, and part 6 deals with the states. Okay, so here union we have studied. In part 5, we have studied Article 52 to 153. Okay. So this much articles are contained within the part 5, and within this 52 to 153, the union execution comes under 52 to 78 only. Okay, so union execution comes under 52 to 78, and after this 78 up to this 153, it is the union legislature and union judiciary. Okay, that you have seen. Up to 124 to 147, it is the judiciary. Okay, and in between this in between this 78 and 124, it is the legislator. Okay, so in short, we can write Article 52 to 78. It is the execution. So 79 to 123, it is the legislator, and 124 to 147, it is the judiciary in the case of union. Okay, this is in the case of union. So that union comes under part 5. I hope it's clear for you, or is it making complication? Anyone? Google. I hope it's okay. So once again, in part 5, you can see the union. So union consists of the articles 52 to 153. Okay. So it can be divided into the union execution, union legislature, and union judiciary. So within that 52 to 78 deals with the execution. Then the in between you can see the legislator. Okay. Can you remember what is there in Article 79? 79 deals with the Parliament of India. Okay, and Article 80 it deals with the Rajya Sabha, and Article 81 deals with the Lok Sabha. So in that way, 79 up to 123 it describes various features of the legislature of union, and 124 to 147 is the judiciary, and after that it describes various features of the union. So here we are considering the execution only. So for the time being, we are discussing the union execution. So union execution is this much. So now I'm going to compare that execution with the state execution. Okay, so here I have already described that the part 5 deals with the union and part 6 deals with the states. Okay, so once you are coming into the state, okay, once you come to the state, here you can see the state execution is described under 153 to 167, as we have discussed about the union. Okay, so now what will be the first article? 153. Definitely it should be there shall be a governor. Okay, 52 is there shall be a president. So 153 should be there shall be a governor. Okay, there shall be a governor for each state. Okay, there shall be a governor for each state. That is coming under Article 153. Now we can compare various aspects of the union and state. So the first article we have already discussed, or we have compared the Article 52 and 153. So it is the president and it is the governor. Okay, so after that we will discuss one by one. So what is the executive power of president? So Article 53. Article 53 deals with the executive powers of president. Okay, and what about Article 154? That means 50 here 52 to 53. Here it is 153 to 154. So in 154 it is the executive power of governor. So in this way, we can say the prime minister is appointed by the president, which is described in Article 75. Okay, Article 75 says that the prime minister is appointed by the president. In the same way, the chief minister is appointed by the governor, which is mentioned in Article 164. Okay, so 75 says that the prime minister is appointed by the president, and in 164 it describes the chief minister is appointed by the governor. Okay, now Article 58. So Article 58, you may be remembering, it is the qualification for the president. Okay, the qualification for the president is Article 52, and in the same way Article 157 deals with the qualification of the governor. Okay, so you can write down everything. I'm not writing one by one. So in the class note I will provide. So the pardoning power of president, it is coming under Article 72. And what about the pardoning power of governor? It is coming under 161. Okay, so 72 is the pardoning power of president, 161 is the pardoning power of governor. And ordinance making power, you may be remembering, the president can make ordinance at any time. which is explained under the Article 123. Okay, so based on Article 123, the President proclaims ordinances, and in the same way, the Governor proclaims ordinances based on the Article 213. Okay, so here it is 123, here it is 213. And what about the Council of Ministers? So the Prime Minister is provided with a group of or a council of ministers, which is specified in Article 74. Okay, so 74 deals with the Council of Ministers in the Union, and 163 deals with the Council of Ministers at the state. Okay, especially actually it is the 163(1) which deals with the Council of Ministers in the state. Okay, in 163 you can see 163 2 3 etc. So that and all will describe various other aspects, but in 163(1) you can specifically see that it deals with the concept of Council of Ministers in the state. Okay, so after that it is the Attorney General. In 76, in Article 76, it describes the aspects of Attorney General of India. I have already discussed who is the Attorney General. He is the highest law official in our India. Okay, and what about Advocate General? There is a position called Advocate General. So it is the corresponding position of Attorney General in the state. Okay, so in the state, the Advocate General is the highest law official. Okay, so what about the article dealing with the Advocate General? It is 165. Okay, so you can see some similarity in between. So here it is 75, it's 164, then 58, 157, 72, 161, then 123, 213, 74, 163, 76, 165. Some similarity you can see, and you can remember these articles by considering them as pairs. Okay, so these pairs will help you to remember. So in this way you can categorize various aspects of the governor. So here we have studied all these aspects are dealing with the governor. So who is the governor? That is the first thing that you have to study under the state executive. So up to that, this much I have described just to make you understand the various articles. Okay, so the articles should be studied, all the important articles should be studied, and it is somewhat difficult also. So you can make this type of procedures to recall everything. Okay, you can compare the similar articles, and you can study them together so that it will be remembered for a long time. So I hope that will be helpful for you. So now we will move on to the governor. So I have already explained, or I have already started. The governor is the executive head of the state, and he acts as the link between the center and the state government. Okay, so the central government is headed by the president, and the state government is headed by the governor. So the governance in the state and the center is linked by the governor. Okay, so we will discuss the aspects of the governor in detail. So first of all, who will appoint the governor? The governor is appointed by the president. Okay, so the president will make a person as the governor of a state. Okay, the president can appoint the same person as a governor of more than one state also. Okay, so the same governor can be appointed for more than one state also. And the governor qualification. So in 157 we have already studied. In 157 it says about the qualification of the selection of governor. Okay, the governor, as we have discussed about the president, the governor is also should be a citizen of India. So that's the first criteria. And in the same way as that of the president, the governor shall not hold any other office of profit. Okay, so what about the age limit? So there should be a minimum age of 35 years to qualify as a governor. Okay, so the minimum age is 35 years, and the person should not be a member of the either house of parliament or the either house of the state legislature. Okay, so I have explained you in the state legislature also you can see two houses. Okay, so That is in the case of some states. Okay, the state like that Andhra Pradesh. Okay, then Bihar, then Karnataka, Maharashtra, then Uttar Pradesh, Telangana. Okay, Maharashtra. Okay, Maharashtra is written. Okay, so these states are having a similarity. So these states are having two houses for the legislator. Okay, so there is a legislative council and there is a legislative assembly. Okay, so these are known as Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Okay, so here നമ്മൾ നിയമസഭ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിയമപരിഷത്ത് എന്ന് വിളിക്കും മലയാളത്തിൽ അല്ലേ. നമ്മുടെ കേരളത്തിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സംഭവം ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ നിയമപരിഷത്ത് എന്നുള്ളൊരു വാക്ക് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ല. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഹിയർ in our state it is only a single house for the assembly. Okay, so we have been discussing about the governor and now the governor age limit, so it will be 35 years, the minimum age limit, and he should not be a member of either the legislative assembly or the legislative council or the parliament. Okay, so he should not hold any other office of profit, or he should not be a member of any other house of the parliament or the state legislature. Okay, so and there is also one more condition, just like he should not be the resident of the state at which he is appointing. Okay, so that's not described under the constitution. Anyway, in Kerala, all the governors are from other states. Okay, so our current governor is also not a Keralite. Okay, so in almost all the states it's like that, but it is not a, as per constitution. Anyway, it's a procedure that the governor is from another state. So that can also be considered as a qualification for appointment as a governor. Okay, so we have discussed what are the qualifications to appoint as a governor of a state. So the president will appoint a person as the governor of individual states. So as per the president, he should be a citizen of India, and he should have completed the age of 35 years, and he should not hold any other office of profit, and he should not be a member of either house of the parliament or either house of the state legislative assembly also, and he should be a resident of any other state. Okay, so these are the qualifications, just the same qualifications as the president. Okay, so that you have seen. And now the term of office. So term of office means up to how much duration he can stay his office. So normally it is 5 years. So normally the governor will appoint for a term of 5 years, and after that the president will constitute a new governor. Okay, so that is the term of office of the governor. And now in the case of president also it's like that, you may be remembering. So it's 5 years, the term of office of the president, and after that we have to study the positions at which the president can appoint anyone. Just like the president will appoint the prime minister. Okay, so that you have studied. So the president will appoint the prime minister. In the same way, the governor will appoint the chief minister. Okay, so the president will appoint the prime minister, and under the advice of the prime minister, he will appoint the cabinet. Okay, so first the president will appoint the prime minister. After that, under the advice of the prime minister, he will appoint all the ministers in the cabinet. So in the same way, in state execution, what is happening? The governor will appoint the chief minister, and under the advice of this chief minister, the governor will appoint individual ministers in the state ministry. Okay, so what about the appointment of the governor? The governor is appointed by the president, that you may be knowing. Okay, and the president also appoints the chief justice. Okay, So the Chief Justice of India is appointed by the President. In the same way, the Chief Justice of High Court is appointed by the Governor. Okay, so you may be knowing in each state you can see individual high courts. Okay, so the Chief Justice of the High Courts are appointed by the Governor. Okay, so what about the Attorney General? Attorney General is appointed by the President in the Union. In the same way, in state, I have mentioned there is a name. So, what is that name? Anyone remembering? Krishnendu. So, in the same way as Attorney General, there is a position in the state. I have mentioned that article also. Okay. So, 76 is the article related to Attorney General. And in the same way, we can see there is an Advocate General. Just now, I have mentioned about that Advocate General. Advocate General is the highest law official of state. Okay, don't worry. We will discuss about Advocate General in detail. Okay, that Advocate General is appointed by the Governor. Okay, so that is what I want to say. Okay, so what about the members of the UPSC? UPSC we will discuss in detail during the next module. Anyway, the for the UPSC there should be a chairman and some members. Okay, so UPSC means Union Public Service Commission. So this chairman and members of this UPSC are appointed by the president. So in the same way, the chairman and members of the state PSC or the state level Public Service Commission are appointed by the governor. Okay, so here you should remember one important thing: the members and chairman of the state PSC are appointed by the governor, but they are removed by the president. Okay, that's really an important factor. So you may be thinking that the chairman and members of the state PSC are appointed by the governor, so they will be removed also by the governor. But it is not like that. The chairman and members of the state PSC are appointed by the president, but the chairman and members of the state PSC appointed by the governor, but removed by the president. So this you should remember always. Okay, so we have now discussed the chief minister, then council of ministers, advocate general, then state election commissioner. The state election commissioner is appointed. We will discuss about the election commission. The election commission should consist of an election commissioner, and this commissioner is appointed by the governor in the case of state. Okay, and the chief justice of the high court is appointed by the governor, and the other judges of the high court are also appointed by the governor, and the chairman and members of the state public service commission are appointed by the governor. So these are the persons or these are the positions at which the governor appoints. So that's the appointment power of the governor, as we have discussed in the case of the president. Okay, what about the powers of the governor? So governor, you may be knowing who is the chancellor of our university, our KTU chancellor. You may be knowing the name of the vice chancellor. Okay, but you may not be knowing the name of the chancellor. All the universities in our state are having the same chancellor. It is the governor. Okay, so except one university, it is the University of Law. Okay, so the University of Law is having the chancellor as the chief justice of high court. Okay, the high court chief justice will be the chancellor of the law universities. Okay, in the individual states, but except the law universities, all the other universities in the state are having the chancellor as the governor. Okay, so that is the power of a governor to become the chancellor of the universities in that state. So the vice chancellor is appointed by the governor. That is the important thing. So in individual universities, the vice chancellors are appointed by the governors. Okay, And as we have discussed in the president cannot be arrested, or no legal procedures can be taken to the president. So if you want to take any legal actions, then the first thing that you should do is the impeachment. Okay, so after that only you can take the legal actions, and for that purpose you should give 1 month prior notice. Okay, so in the same way to the governor also, you cannot take any legal actions, or the governor cannot be arrested or imprisoned. So any civil procedure cannot be initiated against the governor. But if you want to initiate it, then there should be a prior recommendation of 1 month notice. Okay, 1 month before there should be some notice provided to the governor related to the legal actions. Okay, so these are the important aspects related to the governor. So I hope we will discuss about the governor in one more class. And the governor is the governor. We have started discussing about the governor by saying the definition. Governor is the executive head of individual states, and the governor is appointed by the president, and the governor will act as a link between the state and the union. Okay, so in the third module you can see all the sorry, in the fourth module you can see all the matters are related to the third module. Okay, so as I have written at the beginning, the articles, even the articles are having some similarity, so you may be writing the articles one after the other, so that you can see some similarities. If you add some 11, okay, or if you subtract 11, then you will get in some articles. I'm not saying in all the articles, but in some articles there we can see some similarity. So you should see such similarities and you should study, then only you can remember all these articles. At the end there will be a lot of articles congested, so at that time you should remember one by one. So for that purpose you should first divide the constitution into various parts, and you should study all the parts, and you should study the first and last articles of individual parts. And then you can remember the if you remember the content of the part, then you can easily recall then which article are coming at which part. So easily you will get remembered all the articles. So that is what I will say about the module 4. So you should study the module 3 thoroughly, then only you can go to the module 4, because all are having some correlation. So I advise you to study in detail or study deep the module 3 just before starting the module 4. Okay, so we will continue in the next class. Now I will call your attendance. You should mark your name in the comment box. Okay, so Abhijit Divesh, yes, Aditya, Agas, Agil, Akshaya, Agil, yes, Akshaya, yes. Now Ananya, Anushka, Aisha, Devapriya, Sahala. Yes. Now Jinsha, Anaga, Rinsha, Gogol, Harikrishna. Jinsha. Yes. Okay. Now Gogol, Harikrishna. Gogol absent. Gogol. Okay. So Jibin, Kishan, Krishnendu, Ashik. Yes. Nandana, Pooja, Pratiksha, Safal. Okay. Nandana. Okay. Nandana, Pooja, Pratiksha. Pratiksha absent. Okay. So Safal present. Sanjay, Sarang, Saurabhya. Yes. Now Shabiba, Shadia, Shahinsha. Yes. Shilpa. Okay. Sneha. Yes. Surya present. Tushara. Yes. Vishnu Prasad, Vismaya. Okay. Vaishali. Now Pratiksha is absent, isn't it? Okay. We will discuss some more aspects related to the governor. Okay. So we will discuss the power of removal. Okay, so the president is having some powers to remove some persons from the position. So I hope you can remember those persons. Okay, so the president can remove the attorney general. Okay, and in the same way, the president can remove the governors of individual states. Okay, so during the term of office, we have studied the governor can be removed at any time by the governor. So the person who are appointing will be the same person who are removing. Okay, that's a general rule, but that rule is not valid in the case of this UPSC chairman and members. Okay, that I have already discussed. Okay, so in the case of UPSC chairman and members, they are appointed by the governor but removed only by the president. All the remaining positions are appointed by the person, and the same person can remove also. Okay, so that you should remember. Okay, so for the case of governors, the governors are appointed by the president and removed also by the president, and the president can remove the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts. Okay, so you may be thinking that the judges of the High Court are removed by the governor, but it is not like that. If the governor want to remove the judges of the High Court, then there should be the recommendation from the president. Okay, so the president should recommend the governor to remove any judge from the High Court. Then only the governor can remove the judges from the High Court. Okay, and what about the emergency? So we will discuss about the union emergency and state emergency in detail in the next module. Okay. Anyway, the articles related to the union emergency is Article 352 and Article 356 deals with the state emergency. The state emergency is also known as president rule. Okay. So president rule അല്ലെങ്കിൽ രാഷ്ട്രപതി ഭരണം എന്താണെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ അല്ലേ? So in the years of 1975 to 1977, India has witnessed the state emergency. Okay, so that emergency was really a crucial one. So in that situation, all the fundamental rights will be prevented. Okay, so the persons cannot go outside in groups, and they cannot form unions, and they cannot travel all over India. So all these fundamental rights will be restricted in the case of this emergencies which was occurred during 1975 to 1977, and the union emergency is Article 352. So that emergency is not that much severe, and this type of emergency has also occurred in India for long time. Okay, that we will discuss in detail during the next module. Anyway, the Article 352 deals with the union emergency, at which the president will rule the country. Okay, at that time the ruling will occur from the president, but in the case of Article 356, the ruling will be taking place by the governor. Okay, so if there is any failure of the legislative mechanism in any state, that means if the selected if the elected members cannot form a ministry, that means if the elected members in the state legislature cannot form a ministry, that means those members are not getting a majority to form a ministry, then what will happen? Definitely there will not be any ministry. So the governor will take the ministry. That means the governor will rule the state, individual state, as per the recommendations from the president. Okay, so the president, അതാണ് പ്രസിഡന്റ് ഭരണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അല്ലെ. പ്രസിഡന്റ് ഭരണത്തിൽ ഭരിക്കുന്നത് നേരിട്ട് പ്രസിഡന്റ് അല്ല, അത് മനസ്സിലാക്കുക അല്ലെ. സോ the president is not the person who is ruling in the case of president rule. Okay, so the name is president rule, but the person who is ruling will be the governor. Okay, so the governor will rule for the president. So this type of ruling you may be remembering. So at the time of viceroys, okay, in British India, what was the situation? So in British India, the ruling was taken by the Prime Minister of the Britain, but the Prime Minister of Britain will not come here and rule. He will appoint a person who is known as viceroy. Okay, that viceroy will come here and he will rule for the Prime Minister of Britain. Okay, that is what happening at that time. And in the case of emergencies also, what is happening? The president will rule the state, but the president will not come and rule to the state, but the governor will rule on behalf of the president. That is the thing happening in the case of this president rule. Okay, so that we will discuss in the next module. Anyway, once we discuss about the governor, we should understand these things also. Okay, I hope we will discuss in detail about the governor, and after that we will go to the other parts of the state execution. Then we will study the state judiciary and the state legislature. So in that way we will finish this module also. So before starting this module, anyway today itself I will give the complete class notes, and you have to compare the module 3 and module 4, and after that you have to study everything. So that's all about the classes for today. Okay, if you are having any doubt, you can ask at any time. Okay, I hope everything is clear.